Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Reaper log video. Today we're going to check out a fun sound design tool called ReaWhoosh. This is a Reaper script along with a JSFX that works together to make really an interactive workflow that I think is really great and a lot of fun to use. Let's check it out. In the description of this video, I will have links to the forum thread and the repack link so you can get this installed and get going on your own. With this, I don't think we need to do an install tutorial because it's literally just paste the link into repack and you're done. Anyway, so we're going to search for ReaWhoosh and just start typing in REAW. We'll bring that up. This is from, the actual name of the author is SBP. Yeah, I'll have a link to their stuff. So here is the script window, and this can be docked as well. So just by dragging it, and you can collapse this down, you can drag it to the bottom, and can drag it to a floating dock panel, and so like that. We're gonna have this floating for now. Yeah. So just going over the interface a bit here, we've got different noise generators that we can actually control the path. So as the time selection passes, or from beginning to end of this whoosh that it generates, we've got this middle point here in the volume envelope. And that corresponds with this white square in each of these quadrants. And so we've got the circle to be the beginning and this triangle to be the end, and it passes the middle point here. And so we can have it transition through different noise generators or oscillators over time. We've got the morph filter. It's 4 filters, and we can have it transition between high pass, band pass, low pass, and band reject. Or the Doppler pad, that's left, right, plus pitch bend. So evenly going lower pitch to higher pitch, panning left to right, or any combination. For stereo processing, we've got mono, wide, doubling, and reverb. For resonance and filter cutoff, we have controls for that. There's also a chopper effect from slow gating to fast. We can also link external controls to this. Yeah, there's a lot here. And then individual controls for noise generators, the different effects. Like there's an overall saturation and bit crush amount. There is a preset library, but there isn't. There aren't factory presets at this time. It's still very beta. To actually use this, we just need to make a time selection. So let's do a 2-bar time selection. Let's zoom in here a little bit. And then we hit generate. It's going to put in really it's just a MIDI note. It inserts the JS plugin, which is generating the sound and has all the effects built in. This script window is really just the interactive interface for this, so we can, forget about this even existing. But if we want to add more effects, that's in the chain. We just have to add things after that. And then there's all of these envelope points added in, one at the beginning, one in the middle, one at the end, and they're all real-time linked to the script window, which is, honestly, this is amazing for being able to tweak things, because Reaper doesn't really have capabilities of adjusting multiple envelope points simultaneously across lanes. You can only do it with razor edits, right? You can only do that with razor edits, but even that wouldn't give you the ability to do what we do here, where we're adjusting this, changing the attack tension and release tension and all that stuff. So let's just go back to default settings and hear how this sounds. So we hear a little bit of an oscillator sound. There's noise. So let's have this go from the noise to the oscillator and then back. And go through the different filter options. And the chopper. Let's add in some bit crusher, saturation. Change the noise to pink. Pause it there. So the source mix has noise, oscillator, Chua generator, which is another sort of type of oscillator, more like high frequency stuff. It's something that I've never really experienced or run into before. There's also external input, so if you had a sound effect that you wanted to layer in with this, you can do that too. We haven't talked about the mixer section, so we can mute each of the different sort of generator sources in there individually. There is a sub oscillator, which is down in this section, so that's independent of the source mix. There's a master volume control here as well. We can change different envelope shapes. So Whoosh, the default is a Bezier curve, but there's also a rise option, and so there's a different sort of we're only making a riser, we could do that. So it's basically the same settings, we just change this to a riser. And there's also a soft, slow. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with this, and I find that it's very intuitive, and I love that you don't have to interact with these individual parameters if you don't want to, because it can all be done through here. So you can see as I move either the triangle, the circle, or the square, those envelope points are moving around, and we don't have to squint in here and see what each of these parameters are named, and you don't have to get perfect results. You can just drag it, and it's so intuitive. Also great to just hit this randomize button a few times. So here we go. Love the Doppler stuff that this can do. With the randomize functions, if we go into the options menu, there are a few options here like randomization targets. So we can link or unlink these different functions to the randomize function. So like if we want to keep the Doppler the same, keep the volume envelope the same, and keep the chopper the same, we can just randomize the mix, the morph filter, and the cut and resonance. I think that's pretty cool. So hit randomize again. So if we want to keep this, we can hit bounce. And that's going to render out, there it is, a sound effect. In the options menu, there was an option for how long of a bounce tail you want. So if there's a lot of reverb, you can increase the bounce selection as well. So let's hide that for now, and just playing this back. Yeah, so it's playing back as audio. And you can see here that the time selection was increased by ½ second to account for that tail. So making a new time selection, we just have to hit generate. And you only have to hit generate the first time you make a time selection. Let's randomize that again. See what we get. Let's tweak this Chua generator. Maybe a little more noise. That's pretty cool. I'm tweaking this a little too carefully. So if I like that, I can just hit bounce. It'll bounce that, and we can move on to the next time selection. Hit generate, hit randomize, and continue. And if we don't want to see all of these parameters, there's a button here for toggle envelopes, and that just hides that. They're still active, they're still working, they're just hidden. I feel like he's thought of a lot of the common functions that you need, and all the things that you would want in a Whoosh generator. The only features I would want, I think, is just an easy way to turn off the effects if you have your own effects that you want to put in here, like just a general reverb, a general delay, maybe not modulated by this plugin. So to completely disable the reverb, I think you would have to put your parameters down here on the wide or mono section. Yeah, in the settings for the reverb, there isn't really a no reverb option. Yeah, so you would have to, I think, just pull it down so that's not in the reverb quadrant. And bouncing that. So personally, I think this is a really cool, fun, sound toy to play with. Does a lot of things that are kind of tedious to set up by yourself. There are other Whoosh generators out there on the market. This one's free and made just for REAPER users, and I think it's really good. If you try this out, give him your feedback in the forum. I'm sure he'd love to continue working on this. I'm pretty sure that this is a pretty complex bit of script here, and JSFX. I think he's looking for some feedback and encouragement to keep going with it. So yeah, let him know. And let me know how you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Facebook and Blue Sky, and visit reaper.blog for more tutorials.